Time to cook again. Come on in. This is in the afternoon. I thought about a nice, quick one-dish meal, almost a one-pan meal. Okay, so what I did, I went shopping in my freezer. You can shop out of your freezer just like you can the rest of your house. So I thought about I want something Italian tasting. So remember those spinach and Asiago sausage that I got from Sam's Club, the Members Mark? Remember these from Memorial Day? Well, I had a couple of packs left, so I thought, why not do some of those? So what I've done, I've used 4 of those Asiago sausage, and right there, if you can see, I went shopping and I found some pan sausage by Tennessee Fried. So I chopped them up. They were little patties, so I chopped them up into little pieces. So I'm sauteing them, browning them a little bit. I chopped up a half of a small bell pepper, half of a small red onion. I'm sauteing it all in the same skillet. How about that? So then what I'm going to do when I get this all done, I'm going to chop everything and I'm going to make a sauce to go over some angel hair noodles. And of course I got to use some cheese. I got about 1/4 of a pound of cheese to go into that sauce. So the way I'm going to mix that sauce is I'm going to melt that cheese down with some milk and some butter. And then I'm going to put in those sauteed onions and the green peppers. It's going to be a sauce that will go over my noodles. Then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slice those sausage up into probably 1-inch pieces, and I'm just going to drop them over the top of them. I'm not going to mix them in the sauce. And then last but not least, I'm going to use some of my homemade salsa to top it off with. So how about that for dinner today? Okay, I'm going to sign off for a minute, and to save time, I'm going to go ahead and chop some of these things up and get them ready to put together, and I'll show you what happens at the end. Toodaloo. Okay, we're back. I got all the veggies and the sausage sauteed, so now we're ready to start making that sauce. So what I'm going to do first with this sauce, I got about a cup of milk in there. I'm going to go ahead and get this cheese melted up. So the reason it looks a little beigey color, the milk, I put it right into the pan where I sauteed all my veggies. We want every bit of flavor that we can get into this dish. Because remember now, we just shop in the fridge. We're not doing anything out of the ordinary. At least for me, not out of the ordinary. So we're just going to stir that around. We don't need a lot of sauce because I'm going to use about my cooked down angel hair, about 1/2 of a small pot, a medium-sized pot rather. So we're just going to keep melting. Remember how we melted that cheese down for the mac and cheese? Well, same thing. You can take cheese and melt it down and do most anything that you want to do with it. Not having to put a whole lot of milk in here. This is with 1 cup of milk, because when I get done with this dish, it's going to be enough for, I'll say 4 or 5 people. Again, my people eat a lot, so for normal people, this dish will feed 4 or 5 people. This is my Asiago sausage. I had 4 links. I already sauteed them, browned them up a little bit, and cut them up into pieces. This is 1/2 of a 16-ounce box of angel hair. And that cheese is just about melted, so I'm going to lower that heat some. And now what I'm going to do is just dump all the rest of my ingredients over there into it, okay? So now we got all that going. Going. Just get it. If it seems like it's getting a little bit thick on you, look, a little bit of water in there. Because for one thing, we don't want this sauce to be real strong because we're using angel hair. So you can pour milk or water, either way, it'll work either way. So I'm going to thin it down just a little bit. And remember when you're cooking, now, this dish here, this is something that just came out of the back of my head that I thought I wanted to try. So I'm not going to have to, I thought I was going to have to use flour in it, but I think I might not even have to put flour in it because I don't need it thickened a whole lot. Okay, because I like a lot of seasoning for flavor, I don't want too much seasoning going in there, but I need enough so it'll taste good. So this is something brand new that I'm trying, okay? So far, And there I've got 2 sausage patties. I just chopped them up, browned them. I got a half of a medium-sized bell pepper. And wait, y'all, I gotta stop and get over here on the other side of the room because look who's climbed up on my counter. Boy, if you don't get down. Okay, he wants the phone. We're gonna give him the phone. I thought he was over at the other side of the room eating, so get him down. So that was just a pause for the cause. Okay, let's get back onto the other side of the kitchen. He's supposed to be my little helper today, but I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, we got this all melted down, and to that, I'm gonna add some Italian seasoning. You can buy it at Food Lion. Again, this is my trusty Food Lion. This is Food Lion Italian seasoning. Okay, and I used a teaspoon of that. I've got a half a teaspoon of turmeric. I'm a turmeric girl. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I didn't put any salt in there. And so what I'm going to do is just go ahead, because most of this it's not salty at all. So I'm just going to sprinkle that over into my sauce. Remember now, this is something brand new that I'm trying. So we're going to see here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat from under that because I think it looks like it's cooked enough. I'm going to pour about another 1/8 of a cup of milk in there because I don't want it to get too thick on me. And then again, if it thickens up a little bit, it'll be okay. That cheese, because I use cheddar cheese, that 1/4 pound of cheese that I use, you can use any kind of cheese. I mean, come on. Once you heat it up, it's going to thin down and melt out for you anyway. So I'm going to turn that heat back on again. Get that cheese. I'm going to get that cheese melted down one more time. And look, see, when you're trying recipes out, just go ahead and go for it. And remember what I also told you when you're cooking, always taste your food to make sure it tastes like what you want it to taste like. So I'm going to taste test this. Good flavor. That cheddar cheese is working in there. I can taste the sausage in there. I can taste all those other ingredients in there. Oh, the one thing that I always use that I didn't use this time was my chicken flavored dry broth mix. So, to this mixture, I'm going to try about a half a teaspoon. Because like I say, we want to get that flavor going. So that's about a half a teaspoon that I'm adding. And stir it around in there pretty good. As you're cooking, one thing I say I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to sprinkle me about a good 1/4 of a teaspoon of, about a half a teaspoon rather, of flour to blend out that cheese. See how, you just have to work with food sometimes, and food will tell you what it's going to do as you're cooking. So watch that cheese come back. Now see, it came back to look like what I want it to look like. So I do have to simmer it a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to taste it. Okay. So we'll let it simmer just a little minute longer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my dish. I'm going to come back and we're going to put it together. Okay, everything is all done and on the table. Just look at that Asiago sausage with angel hair spaghetti. It's cooked al dente. The sauce is a 1/4 pound of cheese, a cup of milk, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, a half a teaspoon of dry chicken broth mix, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And like I showed you earlier, you just put that after you saute the onions and bell pepper or green peppers in the skillet along with your sausage and your sausage patties. You take everything out and then you put that cheese back in with a cup of milk, melt it down, dump all your other ingredients in there, and then it's ready to go over the spaghetti noodles. And then you can serve it up with some nice Asiago toast. And, of course, my favorite, when I get it on my plate, I like to put that salsa right on top with a cold glass of water. Thanks for joining me. Come on by. I'm having dinner right now.